The colonial system was a scourge imposed on our nation by the British monarch and government, designed to dispossess us of our land and resources for their selfish benefit. Beginning in 1893, the racist colonial regime started grabbing land, livestock, and mineral resources, condemning our people to arid and infertile parts of the country. This was enabled through pieces of unjust legislation, such as the Land Apportionment Act of 1930 and the Native Land Husbandry Act, among others. These criminal settlers tormented our leadership, including King Lubengula, who was forced into exile, albeit after heroic battle encountered with the settler army led by British Army Captain Alan Wilson. Whilst Mbuyane and Sekuru Kagubi were executed by hanging for resisting colonial rule. Equally, the remains of our brave warriors such as Chief Chiwashira, Chief Chingaira, Chief Mapondera, and Chief Mashayamunbi are still held in the British museums as trophies after they were captured and they killed in horrific circumstances, and they consider themselves civilized. We remind the British government and the people that the spirits of our heroes will not rest until their remains are repatriated and interred in a dignified way back home here in Zimbabwe. Going forward, we urge the British government to return the remains of our people back to their motherland, Zimbabwe. We can give them the remains of their sister John Rhodes. We don't need them here. Last week, I launched a study initiated by the Zimbabwe National Elders Forum entitled Land Displacements: The Untold Stories of Crimes, Injustices, Trauma, and Losses Experienced by indigenous Zimbabweans during the colonial era between 1890 and 1980, a case for reparations. I applaud our elders for this great initiative that will document the suppressed and untold story of the injustices, trauma, and loss of lives, as well as livelihoods, suffered at the hands of the British government and its settlers here in Zimbabwe. We demand an apology and reparations from the British government and call on them to take responsibility and not remain indifferent to the cries of Zimbabweans for justice. We shall not be silent.